today. We got a new trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We get a possible Superman casting from James Gunn. Did Al Pacino kill JFK? Stick around to the end of the episode here. Nick and I dive deep into Succession Season 4, Episode 8. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Movie Mob Podcast, Episode 49. We're one away from the Big 5-0. All right, big 50 years old, all right? Well, we got what a way to celebrate this one episode before 50 with, the usual Matt.
What's going on?
Here, but then returning to the studio at the same time. Sam Reed and Jacob Grant are back in studio. Give it up for them. Cue the applause. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Nick, as always, behind the camera, doing what he does best there. So let's get into it. The movie news. We got a few trailers today. This first one's a little short. There was a 30-second teaser for Yorgos Lanthimos' Poor Things, the Greek director, Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Lobster, The Favorite was his most recent movie. All really weird movies, but great ones, great performances. This one stars Emma Stone. Again, it was a 30-second trailer, so not a lot, but it had definitely an interesting visual style. We saw a little Mark Ruffalo back in action, not as the Hulk, which I think is a good thing. What did you guys think of this? Matt, what did you think of this trailer?
I thought it sucked. I thought it looks terrible. This movie is not going to be good.
Okay.
Oh, let me tell you what this is, okay? Mm-hmm. This is like, you go like one of those like high-end restaurants. You order like $100. It's like, everyone's talking about it. Real hard to get in. And they give you like this little thing that's like one bite, and you got to like use a magnifying glass to like see it. You know
Michelin star.
That's what it is. I'm sure the critics will love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll be a 99% of Rotten Tomato. What a performance from Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo. What a visionary genius this guy is.
Yeah.
But you ask Tom, Dick, and Larry in the street, they'll say this blows and this sucks. I'm not seeing it. You couldn't pay me to see it. That's all I got.
Matt's out. Sam?
I thought the trailer was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you did.
What do you mean? This fucking kid. But no, I thought it was, at first glance, we only got like a little 30, 40-second snippet of it. And I'd say, from the first look, I'm not really intrigued by it.
It wasn't much.
It's very out there.
Yeah.
I'd say they didn't really give you much to take in from it. Like a lot of just random shots. You got like a giant, what is it? The balloon.
The Zeppelin. Yeah.
The balloon going by. Then you got a shot of Emma Stone in the hallway dancing.
Yeah, no plot details.
There's nothing. And
just
then
some interaction.
her hitting Mark Ruffalo at the end.
Good. He should for his performance as the Hulk.
It's good cast, but I don't know. They didn't really give too much away, so I don't know.
I'm with you there. Yeah. I mean, I've seen his previous movies, so I got a little hope for it. But Jacob, going in blind to this one, what'd you think?
Yeah, this looks like shit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Period, point blank. I agree with what Matt said. This movie will win an Oscar. 100%.
Like
okay.
It's
production design, probably, yeah.
Like
looks
for
good.
what was the other one? The Shape of Water. Like I'd never heard of it until like the night of the Oscars.
Yeah.
And
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair. I mean, this is not a casual moviegoer's movie.
No.
Right here, it's definitely not
It's
very
for a more acquired taste.
Yeah. Yes, like Matt said, good metaphor or analogy.
Thank you.
I'll have the caviar.
Yeah, so that's who's seeing this movie. You know what I mean? You know who likes this movie? French people.
Yeah. Or Greeks.
Don't. All right. Well,
Nick,
I'm gonna say.
What do you think of this?
It might be a little too early to have a strong opinion. I will say that we had similar takes regarding Beau is Afraid, and then when the longer version came out, you were much happier with
And then
it.
that got shit reviews.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
I've heard mixed things about Beau.
Yeah.
I mean, you've never seen something get shit reviews, but you like the movie.
That's very fair.
I'm just saying. So it's definitely a little artsy fartsy. We got Emma Stone with her head open on here.
Is that a proportionate brain? You think? I think a brain's a little bigger than that.
It might be just a tad misogynistic, but it's your
No,
birthday, so let it
looking at
slide.
the brain. It looks kind of small.
I think that's
Poor thing. How you doing? Maybe that's the whole point. She's got a small brain in the movie.
Just a tad. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think I would agree with everybody that it's definitely not. The point of this teaser or whatever was definitely to show how artsy-fartsy the film is going to be.
It looks like a Wes Anderson movie, kind of.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's out there, and I think that's kind of the point. It's to grab the attention. But like, if you look at movies like The Menu, or I mean, they're all a little You like the menu.
Oh, I hate it.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
like
you
it.
didn't like
I
the
gotta
menu.
see that one. That's been
Yeah,
on my
I
bucket
like
list.
it.
You like the menu.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. You like the menu.
I do. You should watch. Have you seen The Favorite? I know you've seen The Lobster, but have
Dude,
you
watch-
seen The
watch
Favorite?
Batman.
See, the
it's-
lobster one. The lobster one is
It's awesome.
the lobster movie is one that actually I think the trailer for the lobster film is definitely
I gotta see people cook on that one.
more like regular of a
yeah.
trailer. But
No,
the,
this seems
the
definitely
film,
out there.
like this is it's out there.
Yeah.
I think this is a little much. I hope that this, because I feel like after Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? The films are getting way more like artsy fartsy, like
Yeah,
French.
but they probably shot this before that
Oh,
movie even aired. You know what
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So like you have these
Bonjour.
it's that type of film that they're promoting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fragile.
So it's one of those things where you never know if it's going to be good or bad or,
Yeah.
or whatever until more of a trailer comes out.
That's
Hopefully
fair.
it'll
It
be-
was only 30 seconds, so we'll see. We'll revisit it when we get a full trailer here. But you want to see a full trailer? We saw a full trailer for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. I mean, Matt's about to jump out of his seat right now. Definitely one of the most anticipated movies of the year. Can I say we're in a great era of action movies?
Thank you.
With John Wick, the Bond movies have been great recently. You had the Bourne movies. This looks phenomenal. We already had a trailer before. This gave us a little more. The whole cast of characters, crazy stunts. What more can you ask from this movie, Matt?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing more you can. Nothing wrong with this trailer.
That's a day one.
How about we say it into your mic, man? Move that in front of your face. Just push it back toward the wall. Push it back toward the wall like this. Toward the wall. There you go. See how it's now in front of your mouth? Isn't that crazy? Go ahead.
No, I mean this trailer looks fucking awesome. Yeah. I mean, I love this movie series, dude. I don't know, the later ones. I feel like every movie's gotten better.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like they keep upping the stakes, and like since they're ending it, like this is gonna be part 1 of the 2-part like finale to the trilogy.
I believe so.
Franchise, right? Dude, I mean Tom Cruise. Even if you're like, you know, you're just kind of like a casual fan, you got to respect what Tom Cruise is doing. I mean, at his age, he does like all his own stunts. Like they're a bunch of practical. Dude, the fight scenes are crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, it's such like an easy watch too. It's just cool shit. It looks cool. Like I'm in, man. I love
Action's
it.
great. Yeah, Sam, you excited for this?
I was a fan of the first couple of them.
Yep, the earlies.
The more like recent ones, not so much.
Okay.
Just because
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of beating a dead horse.
Okay, that's fair.
'Cause
There
I
are
feel
a
like
lot.
it's just kind of the same thing, and like we talked about earlier before we started the show, Jacob was saying they all kind of like mix together.
That is true.
Like you can't really decipher. Oh yeah, this happened in like the 5th one, and this is like the 7th one or whatnot.
I got no problem.
So like that's kind of the thing that I have going. But Tom Cruise himself, I got to give the man props. Like,
Yes.
he is one of the best in the business. Like he knows his niche, and he seems to deliver each time he pushes
He always
one of
ups
these
the
movies
ante.
out.
Yeah.
Like that scene of him jumping off the cliff.
Oh,
off
yeah.
the dirt bike, motorcycle,
Crazy.
whatever you want to call it. That was fucking insane.
Yeah. That's why you go to see those movies. You know, Jacob, you've seen the Mission Impossible films. What do you think of this?
So before watching this trailer, I thought this would be a movie like, oh, it's, you know, a Thursday night,
Cable.
you know, and I'm not doing anything. Like,
Yeah.
oh, well, let's go see Mission Impossible.
Okay.
You know, something after watching this movie.
You put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
You put it on the
Yeah.
calendar.
I mean, it really doesn't get better than Tom Cruise in action movies and doing his own stunts. It's
No.
there's no one better. And I'll make a bold statement. I don't think
Okay.
I don't think there ever will be anyone better at doing, you know,
he's
their
one
own
of the
stunts
last
and-
movie stars, man. Like true
Yeah.
movie stars. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I mean,
From
in
top to
terms
bottom,
of
like-
Hollywood and American actors, I can't think of like a bigger action star now.
Tom
Going
Cruise.
right now.
He's a Tom Brady of the movie industry.
That's
you
a
know?
great point.
Thank
Matt.
you.
Great point.
Thanks.
Nick, what do you think of this? Have you seen all the Mission Impossibles?
All of them? No.
No.
There's no. I
Seen
mean,
a
there's
few?
50 of them.
Oh.
It's the impossible mission
Five or
is starting to
six.
look a lot more possible,
Yeah.
if you ask me. It's very possible.
Yeah.
that
Well,
he's
no,
gonna,
it's only
you know,
Tom
put him in.
Cruise though. You know, he makes it look easy. You know, he's like LeBron. You know, anyone else.
Yeah. So my point with regard to this trailer, the movie I'm sure is going to be dope. It's an action movie. It's a Mission Impossible movie. It's going to be great. The thing that I'm disappointed in was I saw a lot of the behind the scenes for the way that they shot that over the cliff.
Yeah, with the bike.
It's like their biggest thing. Here's what you know me. I gotta have the hot take, right? So I apologize, but I feel like that seemed to be the biggest That seemed to be the biggest stunt in the film because it was practical. They'd shot it 6 times. He really did jump off the cliff on the motorcycle and then parachute down to the bottom, which is amazing. The behind-the-scenes footage for it is so dope. My concern, though, is that if there was all that behind-the-scenes promotion and it's in the trailer, is that the best part of the film? That's what I want to...
It's probably the best stunt. Yeah.
Right.
Tom's got
But
more
you
up his
got to
sleeve.
market it. If you did that, you can't
I'm not saying you're not
going to
market it, but they were able to market Mission Impossible 1. No problem.
Yeah.
No bike off a hill stunt. You
Right,
know what I mean?
Probably
Yeah.
put it in because of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What are you saying?
Like because of like the behind the scenes footage on it, they probably like so people knew like what it was.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
They probably
Right.
put that
Like
People
it's
talking.
been in the first
Yeah.
trailer too. Yeah.
Right.
So
Such a sick
Again,
shot.
I'm just hoping that that's not the only thing about this movie that's cool because now we've all seen it.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to...
No, yeah. I mean, I have faith that it's going to be good. I think, like you said, Christopher McQuarrie and the newer movies have been up to par. I think.
Okay, let me ask you this. You saw trailers for John Wick 4 before it came out,
Yeah.
right? And then you went and saw John Wick 4. Did they show the best parts of the film in the trailer?
I mean, no. Well, yeah, but like they showed stuff that's out of context.
Do you get what I'm saying, though, RJ, or not?
Kind of.
Like, it's not out of context. They showed the entire
But
stunt.
like, I don't go to this movie just to see like the best stunt they do. If that I see.
You don't go to Mission Impossible to see the best stunts that Tom
No.
Cruise does?
Well, yeah,
He goes
you
for
just
the compelling
pluralized
story.
it. We're talking about this one. I'm saying there's multiple stunts in this movie. I'm saying there's like a lot to this movie that I'm going to be going for other than just
Right,
that.
but Tom Cruise in a fight scene, I'm not trying
Yeah.
to argue here, but like Tom Cruise, doing karate moves
Yeah.
or whatever it is not the same as Tom Cruise hanging on the side of an airplane.
I don't know that
or,
the fight with Henry Cavill in the last movie.
All right, I'm
Helicopters.
Very good.
Helicopters.
Yeah, helicopters, cock.
Dude, if
Yeah.
nothing else, see for Haley Atwell.
Yes, lot. She's bringing it in. Peggy Carter.
She's man, she's awesome.
Oh. But anyway, we're very excited for that. You know what else I'm very excited for? Superman Legacy, the next Superman film, the reboot of the DC universe. We've been talking about this, and we have some big rumors. Okay, and the first of which is we may have our Superman, and his name is David Cornsweet.
There's 3
How do you
of them.
say that?
Yeah,
Cornsweet?
Cornsweet. There's
Perfect
3 of
for
them.
Kansas.
We have David Cornsweet, Tom Brittany, and Andrew Richardson are all contenders for
Boo.
this.
Get the other two out.
Well,
Never heard
no
of any
question
of these
here.
guys.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Which I think is good. I think it's good that they're pulling an unknown for Superman. Nick, you did say
David Cornsweet.
though
Yep.
from what is it called, Hollywood on Netflix.
He's been in The Politician in Hollywood. Ryan
Yeah.
Murphy pulled him out. Right after he graduated from Juilliard. He's like a really well professional trained actor, and I know how he looks in that picture. But I did a little AI CG rendering of these guys, and I was gonna ask Matt who he thinks should be the next Superman.
Okay.
Afterward, we have Lois Lane next
Yeah.
when you're ready.
Well, I was
Okay.
gonna say, you look at that picture right there, like he looks like Henry Cavill. Looks pretty like identical.
There's only one Henry Cavill.
Yeah, but I did
you
watch
wait.
him. I watched some interviews with this kid, and I like him a lot. I like
he's
his attitude.
really cool.
Yeah,
he's super nice.
If they're going for that more uplifting, positive Superman, like I think this guy fits the mold good. Now, obviously, it's still a rumor, but it was from the Hollywood Reporter, so it's probably pretty much true. But this other one here,
Lois Lane is
Lois
next really
Lane,
quick.
obviously is a big part of the
All right, here we
Superman
go.
franchise.
Here we go.
Now, Matt, this is huge.
Yeah, this is.
All
I
right.
mean, who gives a Superman? Whatever.
I'm gonna.
Oh, just you wait.
This is
Just
why we're
you
watching.
wait.
So I know that
This is why we want.
Emma Mackey, I'm not familiar with. Rachel Brosnahan was in.
We need to be familiar with
Emily-
Emma Mackey. After this.
Emma
Yeah.
Mackey. She's in a movie or a
Looking up her
show on
filmography.
Netflix called Sex Education.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
no,
a-
Rachel Brosnahan was in that Paris movie that won best
down.
costume design in the Oscars, I think. And then Phoebe Dynevor, I don't know her. Samara Weaving was in the new Scream movie, I believe. What do you guys think? Who looks the most Lois Lane? to
She
you?
was in the new Scream movie. I actually watched that.
Oh, you did?
On my legal website.
Nice.
Yeah, she gets off in like the first scene.
Nice.
Spoilers. No, her, no.
Yeah.
Rachel, whatever.
I don't like blonde
No.
for Lois Lane.
Okay, the one who looks most like Lois Lane is Phoebe. But the hottest one is Emma.
Okay.
So one of them.
You're going with Emma? I'm going Rachel
One of them.
Brosnahan.
Okay.
I think she looks good. I think the black hair for Lois Lane's a key thing. Sam,
I like the red.
Yeah, I think you got to go with Rachel.
thank you.
I think she looks kind of similar, like facially, to Amy Adams.
Yeah, I could see it a little.
Like I loved Amy Adams.
She looks a little like Rachel Evan Wood from Westworld. You know her.
She does look
Yeah.
like Aphid. Oh, wow. That's actually a good comparison.
She's also the oldest one though.
Yeah, see, no, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Jacob.
But like, here's the thing: like, are we like going for the same like looking like characters as the other one?
It's a youth, whatever you feel.
James Gunn's going younger, so he's looking at younger actors. Like
If we're talking
20s,
like straight
30s.
Lois Lane here,
Yes.
Rachel Brosnahan is she's like probably Lois Lane.
Yes.
Like,
I'm
but
with
then
you.
again, like in your casting, like I don't know, like it really doesn't like fucking matter.
Right,
Like,
it's a lot of factors. You know, it's
Yeah.
all about the performance. But I would agree, just in terms of look, she probably looks the most like Lois.
Yeah.
Without like just
Definitely not Samara.
No, yeah.
me not even joking.
Yeah.
This is like actually me being serious and not
Okay.
just because they're hot. What I do is you cast Superman first. Whoever has the best chemistry with Superman, because I
Yeah,
feel
you
like that's
screen test them, yeah.
what matters most. You know, because if she's a good actress but she doesn't work with whoever's Superman, what's
Yeah.
the point? So
I agree. I
you
think
go.
Emma Mackey would be a good second pick for me, too. What do you think?
Have you seen Sex Education on Netflix?
No.
Okay, so she plays a high schooler, granted, but she also plays like a very goth chick, tomboy kind of Emma Mackey, I mean, which is kind of strange. Now, listen, she's an actress. It's not how she is. It's what she's acting like in that show. So she does a fantastic job in that show. It's a really, really, if you like British comedy or anything, she's very good. But I will say that it's a very masculine kind of role. Like she's a tomboy.
So this would be a different...
To play Lois Lane, you know what I mean? Like
Dan's
you gotta
on
be
distrust.
exactly. Now I will say though, looking at Phoebe, when I think of red hair, I think of MJ from Spider-Man
Yeah,
all day.
me too, me
I don't
too.
need a Lois Lane with the red. It's you know what I mean? Like we need to diversify. No offense to Phoebe, but you know MJ. Either.
Yeah.
So and then Samara, whatever,
I could see
Samurai
it.
Sword. She smiles with all of her teeth, top and bottom. I can't do it. I seen a picture of her smiling. It's the best
Okay.
picture I could find. But I do like Emma, and Rachel Brosnahan looks like the chick from Westworld, and I
does.
can't
Yeah,
see
she does,
I
yeah.
can't
It's
see
weird.
anything but Westworld.
Yeah.
So I have to go with Emma as well. I think she's
pick.
obviously they're all gorgeous, but Emma's beautiful, and I've seen her act before. I haven't seen what is Rachel Brosnahan in?
She's in something.
I hope so. I
Something
hope
on
so.
Amazon. It's something on Amazon, and
Okay,
it's
so
not
something-
Emily in Paris, but it's something.
I've seen Emily in Paris.
Someone goes to Paris. I
not a
don't
good,
know.
not a good
Okay.
show.
But I've heard out of these group,
What we
she
call
had
it.
the best audition.
Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Listen, maybe
might
she's really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Emma Mackey a lot, but again,
I wouldn't be. Yeah, I think she fits the role. But
very pretty. Yeah.
talk about fitting the role here.
Yeah, we have the before we do the Superman thing, we have the next one is
Lex.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have our next Lex Luthor, and it's not even a contest. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Nicholas Hoult is the only guy being considered for Lex Luthor. To me, this is a no-brainer casting. He's great. We were just talking about the menu. One of the best upcoming actors. He played Tolkien. He was in the X-Men movies. What was it? Renfeld.
Mad
just came
Max.
out. Yeah, Mad Max. Yeah. And he was also the runner-up to be Batman behind Robert Pattinson. So he's been in the DC family. So this to me is great casting. I think if they're going for a younger Lex, I support this thoroughly.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Even in the menu, I didn't like the movie, but he was kind of just like always like kind of like sputtering around.
He's a good dick.
And I feel like that was kind of like I mean that's pretty much Lex Luthor. Mm-hmm. So and he kind of looks like him, like a younger Lex. I could see him like going mad and like
I could see him bald,
just
too.
like obsessed with stopping Superman.
Yep.
I think it's a good casting.
Sam?
I feel like that picture doesn't really do you justice with
Yeah.
him.
We'd
It's
shave
like-
his head.
He's got gorgeous
That's
eyes.
kind of like misleading. Like, look
Yeah.
at that face he's making. He's kind of
Looks
like acting like he's innocent.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
deep down, he's like evil.
Yeah,
Like,
I
very,
think he's
very
got that
evil.
level. Definitely.
So I think he's a perfect fit.
Yeah. Jacob? You're
Yeah,
in?
I'm in
You're-
on it.
Yeah, definitely watch the menu. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
He's really good in it. Nick, what do you think of this? Because obviously Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor in the Zack Snyder movies was not well received. It was a little chaotic, but I think this kid's good.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to make him bald, at least at first. I think it would be interesting because they're going for the younger cast altogether.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if it's going to create... See, Superman is, like, timeless to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just the, like, American hero. You can have... But I wonder if they're going to start with, like, the younger cast across the board and then use them for the next, I don't know, 10, 15 years of Superman movies.
I'd imagine.
It might be interesting to see him, like, kind of... as a character, like, progress into... his bald Lex Luthor,
which they kind of did with
character.
Jesse Eisenberg too. It was just kind of a weird take on the character.
Yeah. I think he's in this, Sam's right. In this picture, he's a little pretty boy.
He's looking more Batman here than
I don't see a Batman.
No, I wouldn't have picked him as
don't
Batman.
see
I'm
a
glad
Batman.
they didn't go that route.
If anything, I see like a kid that got picked on. See, I
Scarecrow.
think of the men.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be a great role for this
Oh.
kid. That'd be a great casting.
Thank you,
actually,
thank
for
you.
this.
Listen,
But,
Is that what they're going to be doing? Is it like the next like 10, 15 years?
This is going to be the start of the new like rebooted DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
I think that's why they're going young.
So they're finally like throwing everything out the window.
Yes.
Is Flash connected
Starting
to
with
this
this,
or no?
I think Flash is going to reset it all, and then it's going to start with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it could work.
Yeah.
I think it could work. I think it's definitely a better casting than Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
All right.
All right.
Let's see these AI images.
All right. So Matt, this is for
Okay.
you, just so you remember, so you don't forget.
The best.
Whoa.
So we got the
go,
cap,
baby.
Now,
Best.
I took the opportunity, and I had a little fun with this.
All right.
Okay.
I know nobody's ever going to be Henry Cavill. Okay.
Okay.
But I want you to tell me out of these three which one you would pick.
Okay.
Okay. Because the pictures, listen, the pictures that we've seen of these actors so far are either them at a press conference of some sort,
Yeah, you
right?
can't tell.
Or it's their headshot, so they look
Yeah.
really like what's it, David Cornsweat's picture with the sweater
Yeah.
and the sleeve
And
over
yeah,
his
and he-
face.
one guy in
all
a
this stuff.
beard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So you just tell me what you think and who is gonna be
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
It's definitely the first guy.
Yeah.
David Cornsweat all day.
It's got to
Yeah.
be the first guy.
Now, I said to a friend of mine when I was watching
one.
Hollywood, when Hollywood on Netflix first came out, Ryan Murphy's Hollywood, right? Opening scene has this kid, David Cornsweat, and he's at a movie theater. It takes place in the 40s. Great show. If you haven't seen
Yeah.
it, go watch it. He's sitting in a movie theater, and the camera pushes in on this kid, and I went, holy crap, that's Clark Kent. First words out of my mouth.
the
I'm sitting there
glasses on,
watching
yeah.
it with three other people. I went, oh my God, that kid's going to be Superman.
What are they doing with the third guy? Is James Gunn all right? I mean, jeez.
Listen, I
Looks
feel like
nothing
Maybe he shaved the
Superman.
beard, did something with the
Yeah.
hair. Maybe.
any of you
Hey,
watch?
he looks like Garfield.
The middle guy looks more like Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when he grows
I'm
his
getting,
hair out,
Tom Hardy vibes.
Yeah.
so that's that picture in the middle there, Tom Brittany. I took that picture specifically because it's the shortest haircut that he has in
Yeah.
any of his photos. He has a big curly fro
Interesting.
kind of haircut normally,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "This doesn't look." I'm like, fine. And then finally I saw this picture. Like, okay, I guess it looks
this
somewhat
is a
like it,
no-brainer.
dude. That kid, David Cornsweat, he is definitely Clark Kent.
Do the
That's
right
a
thing here,
Great
James
casting.
Gunn.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't. Now, I will say, though, I read a lot of articles on this, and the only other person that is not included here, because he never even auditioned, but James Gunn was looking at him initially, is Jacob Elordi, who was the kid from Euphoria, but he never
didn't wanna
threw
do
his
it.
hat in the ring.
Yeah.
He never really got into
Dude,
it.
I hear he's a dick.
Yeah, well, he's really good at playing one
In the
on
show he
Euphoria.
is. In the show he definitely
Superman-
is.
Man's not a
a
dick.
nice guy. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I
no,
mean-
and then if you watch interviews of
Yeah, he
David
seems like a really
Cornsweat-
nice guy. Yeah, that's what they're going for with this. So we'll see.
But yeah, so Matt, what's your final pick?
First guy.
Yeah,
definitely.
easily,
I think
right?
we
No
all
question.
agree.
No question.
Consensus here.
Yeah, it's no question. He looks the most like him.
I'm excited if they go with him and Nicholas Holt. I think we're off to a good start here.
Dope
That'd be a good
movie.
too,
I,
yeah.
I'm like going to the theater to watch it. I won't
all
even
in.
wait.
That'd be a good show.
Well, one last news topic here. We get a JFK, we were talking about a JFK biopic before, but now we get a JFK movie starring Al Pacino, John Travolta, Viggo Mortensen, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf looking rough in that picture.
Yeah, he's growing the beard out there. But this is the cast for...
Yes, because Pacino looks so great in that photo. Christ almighty.
It's an interesting take here. It's going to be it's JFK's assassination, but from the mob's perspective, because obviously there's a lot of controversy of who killed JFK. Was it the CIA? Was it the mob? You know, who knows?
Well, in Audrey, they've never made a movie about this subject before.
They have. Oh yeah,
So,
right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
all a brand new
Oliver
topic,
Stone.
uncharted waters.
But this is very interesting. This cast is good, but when you show me John Travolta, if you showed me John Travolta 20 years ago in a movie, I'd be like, this could be good. But his last performance is John Gotti. You know,
Yeah,
not
not great.
great. What do you think of this? The fact that he's in this movie doesn't give me hope.
I mean, dude, can Al Pacino like stand up to like I
Yeah.
mean, all the love and respect in my heart to Al Pacino, but
Yeah.
he, at the end, I guess it's interesting to see it from the mob's perspective. I don't know, dude. Like it's been done. JFK. Like we know
yeah.
what happened. You know what I mean? It's a
do
good
we?
cast. I
Do
guess.
we don't?
Other
Have
than
we
you
heard
think
it from
it-
the
you think
mob's
you know.
perspective?
Other than Pacino, though, no one in this cast I'd buy as a mobster. Maybe Vigo. Vigo
like
is
Viggo.
in Carlito's way.
I feel like he can do anything. Vigo.
Yeah, that is true. Sam, what do you think of this?
I gotta say, I love the idea,
Yes.
but this is way, way too late. Like, I think they missed their window. I think if they did it like about
Should've done
20 years
directly
ago.
after. Oh, yeah, with this cast.
1965.
If this was the direction that they were heading
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the cast, then they should have done it 20 years ago.
I agree.
And I would have been sold.
Yeah, it's a mixed match, definitely, of cast people. Jacob, any interest in this?
I mean, Al Pacino can do no wrong.
Yes.
I mean,
Tony Montana.
Anything Allison, he's going to bring the energy.
But then again, like Pulp Fiction, like
Oh, classic Travolta. Grease,
well,
great.
you're saying you never really played a mobster, like
He played John Gotti.
Have you seen John
didn't say
Gotti,
that well.
Jacob?
No, I have not.
Should.
Oh, okay.
You should.
Yeah, don't.
Maybe he's reprising his role.
Trust
Yeah,
me.
I mean-
Maybe he'll just play a
One night
silent
only,
bodyguard
I'd
in the
say.
back.
Yeah.
It's going to come on the Movie Mob podcast. Play John Gotti.
But so,
What?
Any interest in this?
Maybe.
Maybe. You got to see a trailer.
Yeah, that's
I need to
with
see a
me.
Yeah.
trailer. for this.
Maybe.
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah. God, Pacino looks like shit, doesn't he?
Hey, come on. Give him
Now,
a
I
break.
will say,
It's like 90.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he's 150 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf in this specific photo does give me Lee Harvey Oswald vibes.
Oh, I could see it.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Now, we did get that Kevin Costner film, JFK, that came out like, I don't know,
Good movie.
late 90s. Was it late 90s?
Yeah,
that came out?
90s.
Something like
Yeah,
that, right?
oh, yeah.
Early
Oliver
2000s?
Stone.
Right. And that was from the FBI's perspective, trying to figure out who done it,
Yeah.
all this other stuff. So, I mean, at least it's from a different perspective. This one, love Pacino.
Yeah.
But I would wait for a Netflix release or something. I'm not going to
You gotta
theater
wonder though, like,
necessarily.
Yeah, I
is
agree
this
with
gonna
that.
be based in any fact, or is it just gonna be them kind of doing their own like historical retrospective take on it?
This was my problem
worries
with Blonde, right?
Yeah,
so like
right.
Blonde, I thought was going to be this like realistic portrayal of Marilyn Monroe, and it ended up being some fictional bullshit story about drugs and Spanish Maryland. I don't know.
I mean, just the fact that the title of this is just Assassination. That sounds like a B movie to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sounds like a college.
We'll see. We could be
college
wrong.
thesis.
We could be wrong, but we'll see.
You know,
Talk about an A movie.
yeah.
An A
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Jacob, we brought you on special
Guardians
for this
3,
week.
baby.
You're the MCU.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
the local MCU guy here.
You
for
know-
us. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the end of the trilogy. We were just talking about
What an
James
end
Gunn.
it was.
What an end. Well, this is great because last time we were here, we were talking about what, Ant-Man? When we were reviewing
Yeah,
We're
Ant-Man.
shitting on it.
Finally, an MCU movie that we can all talk happily about. That, and I don't think we're surprised here, right? We always said that James Gunn could do no wrong when it comes with the Guardians. They've always been kind of a separate thing here. We saw this weekend. What'd you guys think of it? Matt, kick it off here.
Dude, it's nice to, because you made this point a little while ago, RJ.
Yeah.
The Guardians of the Galaxy, they kind of feel like their own thing from the MCU. Like, I didn't feel like I was watching like a typical Marvel movie. I felt like I was watching the Guardians.
Yeah.
You know, and I had confidence because I knew James Gunn. This is his like baby. He's been with these characters for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And you know how much it means to him. You know he was going to go off, you know, in a way that, you know, did the movies justice.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, this movie hit all the beats for me. It was funny. It was entertaining. And dude, it was the most emotional Guardians movie I think
Dark,
by far.
It's a sad
Dark.
movie, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost teared up a few times.
Mm.
It was really emotional, man. I left the theater thinking, wow, that was a worthy conclusion. Because
Yeah.
we've been with these characters for 10 years. That's why it means so much. And I was really impressed. I'll wait, you know, get a little deeper, but those are just you know, my initial
Spoilers for anyone. I'm sure we'll mention some stuff here. Sam, what'd you think of this?
So I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very hard for like a sequel and like a series of movies to like top the previous
living
movie.
it up. Yeah.
But I feel like this one definitely topped the second installment for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I love the story. I like how it followed Rocket and his backstory. Like that was pretty much the premise
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
of
was
it.
interesting.
And I did like the backstory with him, like how he was made in the lab
With
by
Lila.
the high evolutionary.
Dude, that got
We
me,
learned
dude.
about him. He played a great
that shit.
villain. I gotta
Yeah.
say, like he could have been like King.
Yeah,
He could
probably
have been
should
like
have
another casting of
Yeah.
King because he was sensational in this movie.
Cue the multiverse.
But no, overall, very happy with this movie. I thought Gunn did an excellent job, start to finish, with wrapping up this whole entity, like this universe. And I'm a big fan of Adam Warlock as well. I thought Will Poulter was sensational.
Yeah, we can get deep into him a little because there's some controversy there. But Jacob, overall thoughts right now on this movie?
This movie's a 9-2.
Okay.
Yeah, you texted me 9 too.
Wow.
This is the best movie in the trilogy.
Wow.
It's a hot take. I've heard people say that though.
Yeah, I have heard too.
This movie from top to bottom.
It's good stuff.
Good movie, dude.
Good
Really good
music.
movie.
Like,
Yeah.
Dude, like, it was sad as fuck.
It was
Yeah,
really sad,
it was.
man.
But it like you know what I like about it, and obviously we're gonna get into the spoilers now. Throughout the whole trailer, I think we were all saying, "Oh, Rocket's gonna die, Drax is gonna die."
No one
I kind of
died.
like that no one died, but
too.
it was
Yeah.
still emotionally.
I thought
Yeah,
Drax
me
was gonna die when they were in the
too.
was it,
oh yeah,
the
and that
children.
weird planet with
whatever that
Nathan
was.
Fillion.
This movie was funny.
That was
Yep.
The jokes all hit.
Yeah.
There was times when like I was actually like laughing out loud when
Yeah.
like the carrot person or whatever that was.
yeah.
I was
Scared
cracking
shitless.
up.
Yeah.
That was a funny one.
I mean, like, I never really tear up. Like, I almost teared up. My girlfriend was fucking waterworks.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
When you bring the animals into it,
Yeah.
you're asking for it.
it was, yeah.
You knew what was gonna happen, but like still, like when
Yeah.
he like killed him.
And then also too, you know, we were shitting on Ant-Man a lot, the CGI and stuff. Then you watch this, the CGI; those look like real animals.
great.
Like I don't know if they,
The otter,
what they,
dude.
yeah,
it looks
it's
so
crazy.
realistic.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
So my first question,
Oh,
because
nice.
this is something that I was worried about before,
Okay.
but I thought they handled great, and that was Gamora, because obviously her dying in what was it, Infinity War,
Infinity
she
War,
dies.
yeah.
Then having the alternate Gamora come in,
Endgame.
that was weird, right? We were a little worried. How would they put it in? I think they did a great job. I think that Zoe Saldana played it amazingly, where she was like still the character, but she felt different.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
Dude, Gamora's my favorite member of the Guardians.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like. I'm a
Big
you know,
surprise
for obvious
there. Yeah, I like
reasons.
Big
Obvious
surprise
reasons.
there.
Wonder
Even
why.
even in green, you know.
Green slime.
We bleed green, you know. No, but dude, dude, it was dude, because my favorite MCU relationship, or one of them at least, was Gamora
Yeah.
and Star-Lord. I kind of love how it happened. It felt very natural.
Yeah.
And this Gamora felt like when you first get introduced in the first, like she's kind of like stone cold,
Yeah.
dude. And
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
dude, it broke. Dude, I'm almost crying thinking about it right now. Just when she turns to him and she goes, "We were fun, weren't we?"
Yeah,
I bet we
yeah.
were fun. And he goes, "Yeah, we were." And they both kind of like, "Damn," because they know like that's gone. Like it will never be like that again. They both know. And it's like, oh, dude, it's just, it hits you in the feels, dude. And I think, I agree, man. They handled it real. I would have selfishly liked them to end up together.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have made sense. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
It was perfect how they did it, dude. And, oh, dude, it was just so good. Shout out Gunn. Like, he really.
Amazing.
You can't.
He always gets the emotional
Yeah.
beats in. Sam, were you happy with Gamora, how they handled?
Yeah, no, I was very happy with it. You know, it's very hard for an actor to be in this kind of situation
Yeah.
because her previous character, you know, the one that's all happy and like in love with Quill.
Yeah, she grows on him. Yeah.
So that character's dead out the
Right.
window. Now she's got to be
Gone.
more stone cold, like how she was like back before she met the Guardians, like how she was in the first movie.
Yep.
And I thought she did sensational. Like her interactions with Quill being like, "Oh, you know, we're not meant to be together. Like I don't love you. We're not."
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this,"
yeah.
is just sensational.
And with the
then-
whole team, too, she was very reluctant.
yeah, no, she played a good, like badass Stonewall. Like you're not gonna get
Yeah.
close to me. Like I am different from you guys. And like especially the part where she calls for help because she
Oh,
thinks
yeah,
she's
yeah, yeah.
talking
Help.
to
Help.
the other.
Yeah.
What's the name? It's
I know
Sly's.
Oh, the
Yeah,
the Ravengers.
the
The
Ravengers,
Ravengers,
yes.
yeah. When she's talking to the other Ravengers, telling them to come pick her up, but then actually she's talking to the Sovereign.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome as well because that really shows the type of character she is.
Yeah, 100%. Jacob, are you happy with it?
Yeah, I thought it was a complete continuation of the Gamora and Endgame.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no beats missed. Great performance,
Yeah.
honestly. Like just period.
And we know, we saw in Infinity War Gamora's whole family get murdered and before our eyes. So you understand
Yeah.
like why she's so like
Yep.
tough-skinned like that. So the other thing was Adam Warlock. When did the second Guardians come out? 2017.
Yeah, dude, we're in high school, bro.
Post-credit scene
I
for
remember
that,
seeing it.
we got teased Adam Warlock. Everyone thought he was going to be
The big
in
bad.
an Infinity War because in the comics, he was the one who did the Thanos snap, not Tony Stark. So, but then we didn't get him. And now we finally got him. Definitely a different take than I was expecting. He was a little bit of a goofball, Will Poulter, but I kind of enjoyed him. What'd you guys think?
Well, dude, I haven't read the comics, so I
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
did. I just knew Adam Warlock just from that post-credit
Yeah.
scene we saw in high school. and I honestly forgot he was like in the movie.
Yeah, he didn't play a huge role.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, dude, like, so with that said, I didn't have a problem with it because I didn't know all that shit. I thought he was fine, dude, and like, you know, they gave him his redemption moment at that was the only scene of the movie. I thought it was kind of stupid they faked Quill's death like in outer space.
Because that's the second time. Remember, it happened in the second movie too.
Like, you know, if you want to give Adam Warlock a redemption, you know, moment, you know, I would have done something. I don't know, because for him to die at like that moment, like, it was kind of stupid.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't.
Yeah. So you know, I thought he was fine. He was kind of funny with the little rabbit, whatever thing, the animal there. You know, I really didn't think too much about it. No problem with him.
Yeah. What'd you guys?
So when he's talking with his mom and the high
and the
evolutionary,
sovereigns,
she says to the high evolutionary, like, they took him out early.
Yeah, he
Like,
wasn't fully baked.
He wasn't
you know?
fully developed, like, at that final stage of him being like this mighty warrior.
Premature.
Yep.
So that's why we see he's a goofball. He's not kind of developed. He can't make decisions on his own.
Good
like
connection.
you saw, should I kill this little creature?
Yeah, Sam coming in hot.
So, you know,
Sam
I
did his
like the
homework.
character. I think he's going to be a big part going forward with like the new version of the Guardians.
He'll probably
of the Galaxy.
develop into the Adam Warlock. Yeah.
Yeah, he just needs some more time to
Those
develop.
rookie
That's
season.
all.
Because right now I see him as the kid who got his balls bit by a spider.
We're the Millers, yeah.
So. But
Funny scene.
Jacob, how'd you feel about Adam Warlock?
The only reason I said a 9.2 instead of a 10 was because of Adam
Really?
Warlock.
Okay. Bringing the heat.
I didn't really understand it, to be completely honest with you. I mean, it was a completely different Adam Warlock than I expected. I thought it was going to be like, you know, like a villain, like, a big bad or you know, something like that. I mean, there obviously is still time for that to happen. But I mean, it was kind of strange.
It was.
You
You could have had this movie without him.
It was like a side mission.
It felt like he set him up.
Yeah.
It felt like they set him up in Volume 2. James Gunn's plans for the third movie changed, but he still put him in it.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a theory online saying that their original intention was to have him play the Captain Marvel role in the Infinity War and
did see
Endgame,
that,
and that
yeah.
they changed and replaced him with Captain Marvel. And then that's kind of
I could
how
see
that
that.
got shifted. So I could see that.
Yeah.
Because they're very similar.
They do the
It was
same thing.
Yeah.
It's like something was like out of place. It just
Right.
wasn't like the entire rest of the movie was natural, organic, like good.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that whoa.
Hey,
Gotta
it's
cut
all
that
right.
one
I
out.
know.
That it just didn't seem like it fit.
Yeah, it wasn't natural.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah.
But going forward with that, why is he's got to betray the Guardians?
You think
It's
so?
yeah, kind of
Yeah.
be like an anti-hero a little bit.
I would think. I mean, so at the end of this movie, we get kind of a new Guardian squad. Who is
Yeah.
it? Rocket.
Led by Rocket.
Rocket, like the
Groot.
big Groot.
Adam Warlock.
Groot was great in this movie.
Groot was fantastic.
There was all the different like
Oh,
forms.
he spoke.
When he
spoke
said, "I love
words?
you guys," come
Well,
on.
you
You
know,
could just hear Vin Diesel.
yeah, you know why that happened, right?
Why?
So I gotta give a disclaimer. I didn't understand it in the theater. My girlfriend explained it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. It's because you're like a member of the family now. Because like everyone else was like all they could hear was I am Groot, I am Groot,
Yeah.
I am Groot.
Yeah.
And like even like with the other characters, like they didn't understand him at first, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then they started to understand what he was saying,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So now it's like at the end of the movie and the end of the series,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
we
that's
can
cool.
That's
understand
pretty-
what he's saying.
Oh, I didn't even get that.
Yeah,
That's so
I didn't-
cool.
I didn't
actually.
either.
together.
Yeah.
Hey, Vin Diesel can't escape the family, right?
Oh my god. Don Toretto.
But
That trailer looks
that's
terrible.
a great
Ludicrous.
point. That's a great point. I
Yeah.
didn't think of that.
That's good stuff.
So obviously this movie ends kind of they all go their separate ways. Nebula's staying in nowhere. But Peter returns home. His grandfather's somehow still alive. He's still
Didn't
kicking.
understand
He's
that.
like
part.
90 years
And at
old.
the
Tom
end,
Brady of the MC.
And at the end, it doesn't say the Guardians will return, which I think
says
we're not
Star-Lord.
surprised about. It
Yeah.
says Star-Lord will return. Now, what do we think? Will he join the Avengers? Maybe is that what we're thinking?
Dude, why? You know, because I feel like this was a great ending. For like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I feel like if they ended it like this, I'd love to see Star-Lord. I love his character. But I wouldn't want his, character arc to end in a way that's, doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
Because like I feel good about like how Iron Man ended and Captain America. You know, like when I look back in those franchises, and those arcs, I feel good about it. You know what I mean? If they like keep it going with Star-Lord just to like, listen, maybe Chris Pratt, he needs some work. I'm not sure. Big Chris Pratt guy. It feels like he doesn't need work. He's got Mario. He's got a lot going on.
No, he's all over the place. He's playing Garfield.
Maybe just loves the character. I don't know. I mean, if they have an actual original idea and a plan with him,
Yeah.
I'm with it. But if they're just like keeping them just for the name to keep them, I think that's a bad idea.
No, that's a good point. Sam?
Thank you.
No, I agree with Matt. I feel like we're satisfied enough with what we had with his performances as a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I don't feel like they need to throw him in to like any other movies going forward. But would it be nice to see him? Of course. Like, it just depends on the role that he plays. Like, do you think he'll have like a major role going for it, or will be kind of
I
like
think if you're gonna bring him
cameo?
back, I think he should, because I think for us, like, there's not as many of the original guys left anymore. We got Doctor Strange, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but he would in Thor, but he's really only one of the guys left there. So for me, I think it feels more comfortable to have him there.
Yeah.
Versus the new people. But yeah, I don't know. I would hope he'd have if they better give him a good role if he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Jacob.
I mean, technically, like, they're all like, they all had the opportunity to come back into like the main plot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like the new Guardians, whatever you want to say, like they'll probably be involved, whenever.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they do. I don't know what they do with them.
Well, they definitely left it open, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Zoe Saldana and Dave Bautista especially have said they're done. So
no more Gamora.
we'll see. You pull the check out. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But Chris Pratt's the only one who hasn't said he's done playing the character. So,
yeah.
5 years from now, maybe if they say, hey, you want to come back as Drax, he'll come back.
Yeah.
But for now, it seems like they left it open on purpose.
Yeah. I think he'll probably be involved with whatever happens next.
Yeah,
with the Guardians.
with the Secret Wars, King,
something like that. So, some things that I think they should have done in this movie, they had a great opportunity for like pulling in like a lot of cosmic stuff.
Like
Galactus?
in terms of the multiverse?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Setting that up a little bit. Because they did set up the Infinity Stones in the first movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that there would be some, let's say name drop. I don't think there would have been a name drop. Some like
the Silver Surfer.
alluding
Something.
to something like that. Like some little Easter egg to,
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a post-credit scene.
Yeah. Or like the big bad guy dies, it catches the attention.
Like fan,
like one of his
Yeah.
workers comes
Like,
over, you knows who
when
he killed him.
who was the guy in the first movie?
I don't.
The villain. He sucked.
Ronan?
Yeah,
Ronan. Like
Yeah.
he was under Thanos.
Yeah.
And then it
something
was
like that.
all leading up to Thanos. I agree. Yeah.
In the shadows.
I thought they didn't have to do one on that one. One that I definitely thought they should have pulled in was something from the Eternals.
God, they haven't referenced that movie once.
Like,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
kinda
like
ignored it.
they had like nowhere like being like an actual like
Yes,
ship
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And like I guess like they did it a little bit with saying like the head of like a dead god. I think like High Evolution
Right.
said
Yeah.
and like I guess if you want to like say that, but I thought it just would have been a little something more.
Yeah.
Because you did that movie, you did the post credit scene with Harry Styles, and we've heard nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's been the story with all these newer phases is they really don't feel as connected anymore. The post-credit scenes kind of feel like they're just showing a cool actor that everyone knows in a new role, and then that's it.
Yeah.
We
Those
saw it
Harry
with Doctor
Styles.
Strange.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, James Gunn's probably done with Marvel. He's on to bigger and
DC.
better things with DC, so he's probably on the out. But I'm glad he got to finish this strong. Let's get a review. You said 9.2, Jacob.
Say
Your review
9.2.
here. What are you going with, Sam?
I'm going to go a solid 8.8.
Nice.
And I give it an 8.8 because Howard the Duck made another
Yes,
cameo.
Howard the Duck.
And the
dog. Yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah, the
Russian
dog
dog
was good, yeah.
It was good.
Dude, I'll go 8-9, man. It was
Okay.
It was a really good movie. I was really happy with it.
I'm going 8.5, 8.5. I still like the first one. The first one's
Me too.
unbeatable
The first
for me.
one's
That
my
might be
favorite.
my favorite MCU movie. So that's tough to beat for me. But that'll do it, guys, for our Guardians review. If you haven't seen it yet and you were watching that, I don't know why you were doing that, but go see the movie.
Watch the review anyway.
Yeah, go backwards. But
Time Stone.
this crew's going to leave us today. Nick and I are going to take it on our usual Succession review here, but final word here from these guys. Thank you for joining us as always. It's a pleasure.
Yep.
You guys
Appreciate it. We have no fan questions today.
no fan questions, unfortunately.
Mob
Send
only
them in
fans.
for Jacob next time he's on. Come on. But yeah, that'll do it, guys. Thanks for joining
That's
us.
it.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having
God
us.
bless.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? Let's get into this Succession episode 8. 2 episodes left to go. America Decides was the name of this episode, and it basically felt like we were just watching a presidential election at night. Incredible job by the crew here, kind of, especially when they're all like British, making this thing, mimicking actual presidential election so well. Again, another pretty confined episode. All our characters were pretty much in the same place. It's an easy one to follow, I think, but yeah, they've been building up to this for a while. Obviously, we had Connor running for president, which comes to a funny conclusion there. But basically, throughout this episode, we have the back and forth, the kind of disorganized stuff at ATN. Kendall and Shiv kind of want to go one way. Roman wants to go another way between the two candidates. They're all basically worried about which of the candidates is going to win. And we need to support that one because they need to block the Gojo deal. And that's basically where we're getting at. Shiv's playing both sides. What'd you think of this episode overall, Nick?
I liked it. I mean, yeah. I thought it was great. It's a really cool... Okay, so I won't go too deep into this, but growing up, I always... I had a friend whose mother was on the news. She was an anchor on the news. Mm-hmm. And we at one point, we got to go see the... news studio or whatever, and that was kind of the beginning. I was like really little. Mm-hmm. That was the beginning of the whole like wanting to get into the film industry and everything else. Just seeing the cameras and all the behind the scenes crap, This was a really cool take on looking at an election. I mean, as like normal citizens, when an election happens,
you really don't think of this.
No, there's so much stuff that goes on behind live anything live, right? So that was a cool, interesting kind of moment. In and of itself. And then all of the drama is kind of unfolding. Obviously, last week, or 2 weeks ago now, I guess, Shiv and Tom got into that huge fight. Mm-hmm. And I have our pictures here. I have some of them. Yeah. I might have different ones than what you picked, but I have a lot of them. Mm-hmm. So this is Shiv confesses that she's pregnant to Tom.
Yeah.
And his response is that a tactic?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that?
Oh, I thought it was interesting. I think he was definitely blindsided. I think he didn't see that coming at all.
Do you think it was right of her? Like, what I thought it was definitely in character, but I thought it was like a shitty move on her part to kind of like.
But it was also a shitty move for him to say you're not capable of being a mother. So
but I feel like that's why she told him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's just like, I might as well get it all out now, and I think she knew that Tom was already in a fucking crazy position having to run ATN right now.
Dude, it's literally election night, and she's like, I'm going to... Okay, so I always like to pick a favorite line, or I have always liked to pick a favorite line recently. Mm-hmm. He said, how should I frame my face? It's a very simple thing, but she goes... I want to apologize. She goes, I can't do it to that. He goes, how should I frame my face? As if he's not having the most stressful night of his life.
Right.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the acting, again, across the board is so fucking good.
Yeah, and then after he learns that, he kind of just gives her the cold shoulder the rest of the episode here. And most of this episode was Roman, Kendall, and Shiv. It starts off in Kendall and Roman... Well, Kendall and Shiv want to support Jimenez, the Democratic candidate, because Kendall at that time does not know that Shiv's playing both sides. They believe that he's going to win, and they believe that he'll block they want him to block the Gojo deal.
Yeah.
Versus Roman, who's very much, I think, a lot like Logan in this episode. He wants Mencken, and he knows they have confirmation that if they support Mencken, he will drop the Gojo deal. He'll find some way to block that.
Well,
and then
there's
a big fire, a riot at one of the voting polls, and
in Wisconsin,
no one knows about like 100,000 ballots.
Absentee ballots.
So so obviously very relevant to the previous election here, where we had a lot of controversy and stuff. So it was, you realize that when they call these elections on the news, it's not guaranteed. Like, they're just making an assumption based on the data that they have
at the time. Yeah.
So it's a huge risk because it's the notoriety of ATN. If they call this one way and it's really not, they're going to get a lot of shit for that. They're going to lose credibility. And also it's the pressure of them knowing that if they pick the wrong guy and the other one wins, the Gojo deal is probably going to go through and there's no way to stop it.
And not to mention the fact that if they don't, so this was the issue, right? So like nobody really likes Mencken in the show, but
yeah,
he's gonna help them. So the thing with that, right? Because I watched this episode like 3 times as usual, right? Just so I would be prepped on the notes because I'm an idiot and I forget stuff. But like if Mencken won, but they didn't help him and they didn't pick him, but he still won anyway, then he was going to screw them over.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they did, if he didn't win, they already had a plan in place. Kendall said back in the beginning of this season, like toward the beginning of the season, he divided Shiv and Roman and made it like a competition between the two of them. And he said, "You take care of the what do you call the left-wing people, the Jimenez people?" He called them the minorities or something, and then he looked at Roman and he said, "And you take the fascist Nazis," right?
Yep.
And Roman, I think he definitely is like Logan, but it's more of like in this specific instance because it's a competition kind of deal.
Yeah.
He's just trying to win.
He knows
like,
what he wants.
He's not thinking, exactly. I think that Shiv, I can't tell if I believe anything that comes out of Shiv's mouth.
Yeah, and I was so glad that she finally got found out.
Oh,
I thought
it was
that
such a
scene
good
was
scene.
Great. And then you have
so good.
Oh, and then so let's talk about that. So obviously they're in the room there. Kendall asks Shiv to call Nate.
Yeah,
he has the in on the other side.
Hold on, we got to back up here because what spawns this is that Roman, like, it's found out that like Mencken, Kendall is actually worried that Mencken might actually win.
Yes,
and I think that he for a second has a conscience there. We finally do get that recall or reprise back to the very first scene of the episode previous with the daughter.
Yep.
Right. So it like, and Shiv kind of gets under Kendall's skin and makes him a little worried about the possibility of Mencken winning. And so he confides in her that like, you know, all this stuff. And she's like, "You're a good guy, Ken. You're a good guy." You know, like totally like stroking his ego, like playing him. And he bought it. And then he asks her,
to call Nate to ask if Jimenez would block the Gojo deal if he wins.
Right.
She lies. She doesn't really call.
It was such a good. At first, I didn't get it. The first time I watched it, I didn't get it because it says you can hear the guy in the background. Like she goes, "Okay, I'll go call," and then you're inside the room with her.
But see, I have subtitles on, so it's like it was the message you. Number did not dial.
Yeah, that was so good. I watched. I went, "Oh wow, that's I like that.
So she comes back out. Kendall's like, "I'm gonna double check and call." We don't hear what happens, but she probably never called.
"Don't call."
And then he goes to Greg, which was so good because Greg and Shiv had a interaction before.
Was that not the weirdest way to like say that? You know what she said? Like I got what she meant, but like she was like, "Do you find me attractive, Greg?" And I was like, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah, right. And Greg got so uncomfortable. But basically, Greg, again, he's always in these positions where like he's torn between two sides, and he keeps making the right decision, I think. And he throws Shiv under the bus. He tells Kendall that she's been working with Mattson, and he gives it that great shrug in the window.
Yeah, like you're nothing.
Yeah,
like I'm not afraid of you anymore.
Yeah. So I love this because this to me is Greg back in form. Like he's actually doing stuff now.
100%.
I was glad to see him back there. But yeah, so now I think, to be honest, Shiv's got to be dead to Kendall.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 episodes left, there's no way that they're gonna rekindle anything. I don't think.
And then Roman too obviously went behind Kendall's back and called the Mencken thing, or he wanted to earlier. You know, he had Ravenwood say some stuff, or the other guy. You know what I'm saying? So he was still defying Kendall a little bit. Then they obviously come together after learning about Shiv.
Yeah, but Kendall is very nervous about Roman's relationship with Mencken.
Yes,
Mencken likes
and
Roman.
I think Kendall is nervous in general about being in this position, as he expressed to Shiv, even though she really wasn't the best person to confide that to. But I don't know. What do you think now? Because so now Mencken wins the election, and kind of like Roman said, it's the president. Like we go through this all the time and stuff. Not much ends up changing in the grand scheme of things.
But people do freak out.
Yeah, no, there's definitely going to be some reactions. But in terms of the plot of this story, where do we what's happening here?
Well, I mean, we got 2 episodes left. Not much can happen.
I think the funeral's next episode.
It is.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm kind of weirded out by this.
It's called Church and State.
I wanted your. That's so good. That's so good because church, because of the funeral, and then state. Sure. They're so good.
Yeah.
Dude, these guys are
it's
so
right.
good. Anyway, we do is stroke HBO and all these guys, but like they're the best. What are you gonna do when you're that good? You're that good. But no, I love that. But I have questions about the season finale. We'll talk obviously when we do our live show and stuff. But I wonder if it's gonna be like a flash forward, which would suck. I would hate that because if I thought they were gonna end the series at the funeral. I thought that would have been a great point to end it. It's been day by day.
But to your point, though, you said it last week. You said how much can really happen in 2 days.
I know, but I just feel like if they like flash forward to like Kendall's,
depends how they do it. It's risky.
80,
yeah,
and he's gonna leave the thing, and you know what I mean? I feel like it'd be so dumb. Oh, that'd be so bad. Which it would just be very disappointing. But how do you end like a great series like this? You know,
that's the hardest thing to do.
Right. No, the Gojo deal, something weird is going to happen there because Shiv leaves at the end of the episode. I have a million pictures here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, she's gonna throw them under the bus.
I'm glad I grabbed this. This is that shot. Of him looking at the window. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Mankin too. I have Mankin as well.
I don't know. I'm Team Kendall.
For
even,
CEO,
although he's been just as a character, like he's been through a lot, but I think recently, like he's kind of becoming more of a character you can root for, you know what I'm saying? After Logan's death and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
I don't see Roman as a CEO material at this point.
Yeah,
because he's
I don't know who. I mean, really, I don't think any of the three should be in that position. But
yeah,
do you think it's going to be one of them?
It might be interesting if we did a flash forward in episode 10 and it was Greg.
That would be funny.
It would be interesting. Right?
We did talk about that in like the opening. Yeah,
I know.
I don't think it. I mean, Tom just doesn't know what he's doing.
You say that, but like I feel like he's not as. So there are so many great subtle
he's not
moments.
Very assertive in terms of his decision making.
So okay, so hear me out, right?
Yeah.
So there's a really interesting aspect to the show that we see this one side and then we don't see other sides. Mm-hmm. So like, if you look at the way that Tom. Every time we see Tom, he's usually interacting with someone who's a blood relative of Logan. Mm-hmm. So he's always going to be the underling. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when you see him interact with other people that work for him, Greg excluded.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Greg's related. So he's still, there's a weird dynamic there because Greg's technically higher than Tom.
Yeah.
But all that aside, when Tom's talking to the woman who runs the newsroom, the producer, or he's talking to he's like, I make the decision.
Right.
Like he goes into that boss mode. The guy, what's that guy's name that gets the wasabi in his eye?
Oh, fucking Elliot from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, right? When he's talking to the Roys, right? He's a little I can make
when he's talking to Tom, yeah.
But when he's doing that meeting in the beginning with the news people and he's like, I need an audible yes. Can I get an I agree? You know, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just a weird perspective that we're looking at the show from the owner perspective. Yeah. Like everyone's always going to be nice to the owner, you know? They're not always going to be nice to they're going to have more of a power dynamic with their underlings. So that's always interesting. So I don't view Tom as not necessarily or like not knowing what he's doing, but he has also moved around a lot in the series.
I don't think he has the support of enough people though. Because I don't think Kendall and unless now that Shiv screwed them over, they're going to turn more to Tom's side.
If you look at the board though and how close they were, without support, just because they're members of the board, how close one of them was to becoming CEO. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, they took over, but it's business. It's not a personal. It's not an election. It's a weird thing. Mm-hmm. It's like right time, right place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. They're not going to have a lot of the company. ATN's really all they have right now. Mm-hmm. So it's. I don't know. I could be weird. I think it would be cool if Greg was the person. I'm gonna pitch.
Can I pitch you the final shot of the show?
Final shot of the show?
I'm pitching you the final scene. All right.
Final scene of episode 10?
Yeah. All right. Ready?
Okay. Damn.
We get a little flash forward, like you said. We're following some secretary through the building, ATN building.
This is what I'm thinking. I know.
We're on the back of her. We go into the office. We don't see who's sitting at the desk.
Of course not. Why would we?
But we see an assistant bent over with feet on his back.
All right, Tarantino.
You know what I'm saying?
Bent over with
like Tom used to sit on the assistant. he'd use him as a footstool. We see a guy bent over with feet on, and it pans up, and it's Greg, and he's like,
see, that would be so great.
And
that'd be so great.
You cut the black.
You know,
he says "fuck off," and then that's it.
Or he's got like gray hair. Oh, if they end on a "fuck off," I'll be very happy.
Yeah,
be very happy. I would totally approve of that, no matter who it is.
Yeah,
I would be very disappointed if it was Shiv at this point.
Yeah. She's just like she does too many things that piss me off.
Incredibly underqualified, incredibly emotional.
In a show of arrogant and self-righteous people, she's just numero uno for me.
Yeah, but she's also like Kendall's arrogant, but there was an arc to it.
Yeah,
Shiv is Kendall season 1 right now.
No,
like in season 1, Shiv had nothing to do with the business. Now that she's like kind of in, but not really. Like, she's just kind of grasping at straws here, running around 100%. Like, oh, we're going to screw him over. We're going to do this and that. Like, it's very erratic.
I agree.
Kendall's moving with, like, precision right now. Like
he's doing really well. I feel like we always give our power rankings. To me, Kendall is still in a really good spot here.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though, in terms of, like, he still has a shakiness in that role, which I don't know if we'll be able to
He doubts
maintain.
himself.
He does, yeah. Which has always been the issue, because when in doubt, he'd be, Dad, what do you think? You know, in the first episode, when he's like, let me call him, when they joke, you're going to call your dad with the Walter deal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he messes it up anyway.
Right. But this is how he's going to learn, so we'll see.
Well, I think that it's a weird thing to say, but sometimes, you know, having that crutch of mommy and daddy or whatever it is, right? It's totally a handcuff. Mm-hmm. And like now that he can't call, like he try, and I think that's a very important thing to. That's really good of you too, because like to note that the conversation he has with Shiv is he's trying to find the new Logan.
Yeah,
like he's trying to find that advice that he can get from someone, and she gets caught immediately. You know how I feel about liars, and this is exactly why. Sometimes it's not right away like this. This was like almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
But don't lie, because you always get caught 110% of the time. Shiv tried to like what? You didn't.
She thinks she's smarter than she is.
She thinks she's so much quicker than she is. And it's like you're dealing with Roman. The kid doesn't even know how to sit in a chair. He's like so whacked out of his mind.
Yep.
He didn't do his and all that Roman cares about, a character like Roman, is winning. He just wants to win. Right now, he had the task. So this is why I don't think he's right for CEO.
No.
Kendall is thinking on, like, I can push buttons, and Roman is a button. I can push buttons, and then he'll do the task. You know what I mean? Roman is just thinking about get Mank in the presidency, get Mank in the... He doesn't think about CEO. He doesn't care about that right now. I did think there was an interesting moment, though, after the Tom Shiv, after this fight, Shiv does complain to Roman and Kendall about Tom. And then there was one where he was like, Shiv, honey, you're acting a little unhinged.
Yeah.
And fuck, Kendall.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is
up.
Tom doesn't have their support, but now after the fact that Shiv's been exposed, maybe he will get some more support.
Right. You never know.
See.
You never know.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. 2 episodes left.
What do you think is going to happen at this? Okay, let me ask you this, right? So with things happening in this series, like wasabi in the eye and, you know, just the craziness, right? Because there's always like a little weird, crazy moment. This is like blasphemous to say, and I apologize to Logan Roy in the meantime, but do they like drop the casket? Is he going to be in the kilt?
Oh, you know it's going to be something. He's probably going to be in the kilt. Then they're going to be. They never saw the picture, and
Oh God,
it's going to be a funny episode, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Big moment.
Yeah,
I need to know your thoughts on this before we head out. What is going to happen with Marsha at this funeral? What are your thoughts on where do we go from here?
Secret, shadowy figure.
She's been kind of handling all the Logan stuff recently. Season 1, episode 1, they were trying to give Marsha the voting shares when Logan dies. Like, what is going to happen?
I don't know.
Are they going to be blocked from going to the funeral? She's
definitely going to be in control. I don't think she'll block him, but I don't know. Maybe she gives a eulogy and doesn't say great things about the kids.
Well, did you watch the preview for the next episode? Or
no, I did not.
Oh, okay.
No. I stayed away. It's getting too close to the end.
I know. I know.
But yeah, she's going to be up to something.
Definitely. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be interesting.
I'm pumped.
I'm as always very excited.
Yeah, guys. I mean, that'll do it for today's review, but we got one more episode, and then we're going to do a live stream post episode 10, the series finale of Succession. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed all our commentary and all our guests today. As always, comment down below. What'd you think of Succession? What'd you think of Guardians 3? Send us some questions, too. We'll answer them next week on the podcast. Like, subscribe. It helps out the channel, guys. The Movie Mob podcast drops every Friday at 6 p.m. We'll see you then. How you doing?